Buster rejoins us here on SportsCenter. Buster, what is the sticking point here?
It's about the dollars per years in these negotiations. The two sides actually seem to be closer on the number of years in the contract, and I don't know exactly what those years would be, but the big gap in these negotiations, and that's how it's been described to me, is over how much Albert would make on a per-year basis. Now, we'd heard that maybe he was looking for something in the range of what Alex Rodriguez is getting. He's just finishing a contract which is going to pay him about $16 million this year, so he was looking for a significant raise. The Cardinals made an offer. The two sides have not talked over the last 4 days or so, but the Cardinals made an offer. Something didn't get worked out, and now here we go into, it looks like, the fall with Albert Pujols headed to free agency.
What are the chances that somebody says something, the other says something else, and perhaps they start talking during this season?
Look, it's always possible that the Cardinals could pick up the phone and try to engage Pujols' agent, Dan Lozano, but Albert Pujols has made it clear he does not want this to carry on past the day he reports to spring training, which is going to be on Thursday. He doesn't want the distraction. I think it's more likely he's going to stick to his guns, go out and test the free agent market. He's a competitive guy, and this has become a competitive situation where maybe Albert is feeling like, you know what, if the Cardinals aren't willing to pay me what I think my value is in baseball now, maybe I can find a team that is willing to pay me that.
Any chance the Cardinals would trade him?
No, that's not going to happen. First off, he has a full no-trade clause based on his rights earned through 10-5. And he's already informed the team he would not accept a trade. But then there are three factors which will also play in here. Number one, the fact is that the Cardinals are not going to usher him out of town. Can you imagine if the Cavaliers had traded LeBron James in the last year of his contract? Number two, other teams are very leery of the double-barrel cost of trying to trade for someone who's a potential free agent. In other words, we've seen the Red Sox and Yankees not trade for CC Sabathia and Johan Santana because they don't want to give up a lot of prospects and then have to pay him an enormous contract. And number three, and this is a major issue, if you're Albert Pujols, you want to take advantage of free agency, though, so that his agent, Dan Lozano, can play one team off another. In other words, if the Cubs get engaged, if the Angels get engaged, if the Nationals get engaged, maybe the Dodgers, if their ownership changes, they can play the offers from those teams off against what the Cardinals are offering.
Quickly, Buster, what do you think this does to Albert Pujols' sparkling image in St. Louis?
I don't think it changes it. I think this year is going to go by basically without a ripple beyond the conversation that we all have. But let's face it, in the fall, if he leaves, he's not going to be regarded very well in St. Louis. And if he stays, he's going to be hero for life. He's going to be like Joe Mauer with the Twins.